So here is my Mini 3 Pro back from repair after its crash up at the High Force waterfall up in the North Pennines up in County Durham the other week, where it fell around 30 feet after hitting a tree. Now, I did another video last week on why I thought the drone had crashed despite me not actually touching the sticks when I hit the trees. And anyway, a lot of you asked for an update on the repair time, the cost of the repairs, and also if there was any more information onto exactly why the crash happened. So, very quick update for you. First off, the cost. Now, I do need to make it clear that when I submitted the repair request and sent the drone off for repair, I used my own private email that makes no reference to my YouTube channel, and I made no mention of my channel at any time during the emails or on the service ticket. And I do that for a reason, because I don't actually want to get preferential treatment from DJI, so that I can convey to you the service, the standard service that I get. Now, I know people are always going to get different levels of service depending on where they live and, crucially, obviously, what happened to the drone and the circumstances. But in this case, I was pretty hopeful that the repair was going to be carried out under warranty, as the flight logs proved there was no stick input from me at the time of crash. Well, very pleased to say DJI agreed. I got this email back confirming the repair would indeed be carried out under warranty. But you can also see what the cost would have been if it wasn't deemed to be a warranty issue. Down here, you've got the new gimbal arm at $744 and a repair fee of $50. But let's actually take another look at the crash itself, as I've had a lot of comments on the fact that 13 satellites should have been enough to get a good GPS log. It couldn't have been too confused by poor GPS, because if you look at the flight logs still show the position of the drone as it started to drift. And it shows that in a very smooth movement, not jumping as if it was suddenly relocking onto a good GPS signal. So it kind of made me ask, was GPS the actual cause of this crash? Now, other people mentioned wind and whether or not it could have been blown off course. Frankly, no, I don't think so. On this particular day, there was no wind. It was just a stiff breeze coming down from the waterfall itself. Certainly nothing, nowhere near as strong as the winds that I have flown in when I was flying down on the south coast, say at Beachy Head the other month. So wind, definitely not anything to do with it. I had okay satellites. It wasn't blown off course by wind. So what else? Well, there is actually one other element at work here, and that is mentioned on page 18 and 19 of the Mini 3 Pro's user manual, namely the infrared and downward vision systems. And reading through it is actually really interesting. Particularly this line mentions how both are used to help the aircraft maintain its position and to hover more precisely where the global navigation satellite systems are unavailable. And again below, it repeats how the downward vision systems are automatically deployed when the GNSS signals are unavailable or weak. Manual states it works best when the height of the drone is under 12 meters or 40 feet. And indeed, the drone was under 12 meters high. It was only about 30, 35 feet when it crashed. So it was at the right height, poor GPS. So downward vision systems would have kicked in and focusing on what it thinks is the ground. Except, of course, in this case, the ground was water. And when we take a look at the water, this is the view that I got when I flew the Air 2S later on that afternoon. Look down at what the downward vision systems was seeing. Flowing water with currents and ripples flowing away from the waterfall and, crucially, flowing downstream towards the overhanging trees. Certainly, there are no shortage of reports of erratic behaviour when flying over water. And again, the user manual gives us a clue, telling us downward vision systems may not work properly when flying over water. So to me, downward vision systems may well have been the driving cause of this crash, wrongly moving the drone because of a weak GPS signal. A few other people mentioned, what about the obstacle avoidance system? Why did that not stop it from hitting the tree? Now, initially I did wonder that, and I got a bit annoyed at that too. But in truth, I've always said you cannot rely on obstacle avoidance to always protect you from thin twigs or power lines. And if we take another look at the user manual, here again, it mentions that the system may not focus on obstacles with small surface areas like tree branches. Sure enough, if you take a look at the trees that it actually crashed into, they had no leaves whatsoever, and they were just thin twigs, which is why the Mini 3 didn't see them properly and didn't stop and sailed straight into them. So again, I think it was a bit of a combination of bad luck there. So there you are. what do we take away from all of this? Well, look, I said the other day, make sure you have a good, decent satellite log before you take off. 16, 17, even more. If the sat count indicator is orange or worse, red, then definitely wait. It should be white before you take off. And that advice definitely hasn't changed. But if you're flying over water, then you've got to be extra careful as it can change height or it can drift without warning if the downward vision systems get confused. So you have to keep an eye on it and you have to give yourself way more space from obstacles and more height above the water surface in case it does suddenly move without warning. And finally, no change, don't rely on the obstacle avoidance systems to keep things safe. It's a help, but is in no way a fail-safe. Anyway, for all that said, for me, this is a good result. I'm very happy to have it back from DJI. In this case, they did indeed send a refurbished unit to me rather than keeping me waiting for my own unit to be repaired. To get it back in a week, I think is pretty good going. I sent it off a week ago today, and here we are a week later. I've got the refurbished unit. Very happy with the speed and obviously very pleased with the outcome. So either way, good result. Thank you very much, DJI. And thank you for all the comments and messages on the crash video the other day. I do actually read all of them, and most of the time they do put a good smile on my face. So thank you for all the interaction there. Anyway, finally, remember, good GPS. Watch out over water and don't blindly rely on obstacle avoidance. What else could possibly go wrong? Hit that thumb up on the video if you like this as ever. And look, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, until next time, have fun, happy flying.